build a pop.
Hello, YouTube.
Speech on. Learn more. Close. To build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers. Learn more. Moderation helps everyone. Close. Speech
Anyway,
off.
how's everybody doing on this great Friday morning? I tried to do a live stream last week like this, but for whatever reason, the live stream ended around 21 minutes into the stream. I have no idea what happened. All I know is it ended abruptly. As I was playing one of my audio recordings, I think it was Pablo and I were telling stories about last year or so when he was alive, and I was playing some recordings, and then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, the live stream quit. For whatever reason, I have no idea. Anyway, that was...
Live. 0 watching now.
And, we're just waiting for a couple people to go live and
Speech on.
waiting for
Screen curtain on. 0 watching now.
some people to join. Of course, it's early morning, but who knows, that might be good for people, who are, could watch before they have to do what they have to do. Yeah, so if you guys watch and share this video around, and I'm gonna work on another Bryce Talk Show episode in a few days, where I recap about summer. Kind of talk about what my summer was like, and I'm sure talk about everything else that happened, not just besides me, but... And I'm also gonna work on the September. Around September, in the middle of the month. Can't believe today is the first day of September. I'm gonna work on my photo slideshow that I do sometimes. Where I put a bunch of pictures of fun times during the summertime. Now I did last year, and the video is blocked because I know certain songs were blocked, but everything was blocked. So I'm like, whoa.
Finish. Live. 0 watching now.
Here, everything's blocked. So that's great. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, hopefully this year it'll be better when I do the slideshow. I didn't want to redo it again because I just did all this stuff and now I gotta redo it. So, it's whatever. That's all it is. It's whatever. Happens, it happens. Right? And, speaking of which, I want to see, usually what I do around this time of the day is I like going on the radio. There's a lot of cool stuff on the radio, but especially because, a lot of good tropo in the mornings. Now, you'll probably wonder what's tropo. It's tropospheric ducting. It sends radio stations beyond their limited range, so you could have a 100-mile station go 150 miles, 200 miles, 230 miles, or more than that. Of course, E-Skip is dying down a little bit. It's, getting around the end of summer. So Skip is pretty much dead at this point. So,
0 watching. Live.
while people are starting to... I don't know how anybody's watching now, but while people may be joining, I'm gonna turn on this radio. I got the Texan PL880. This is the radio here. And I'm gonna turn it on and then see what I get here. Let's see. I was on shortwave the other day, but we're gonna go to FM. Alright, so we're gonna start at the very top. We're gonna make our way instead of where I was. So I'm gonna start it. We go all the way up here. So we're gonna start it for the GOP 88.3. Nothing there. Well, I know that. That's what I... So what you really got to do is go on the vacant frequency. and because that's the best thing to do. And there's a faint voice talking, but it's very weak, so. Nothing on 88.5 either. Usually I get West Virginia Public Radio on 88.5. That's Radio U.
He says the reality is decoding a
Nothing on 90.7. There's something there.
This matters when you start to set up trials to test treatment.
Oh, that's the NPR station, which is something we don't get, but it's on 91.3.
My gosh, this is hilarious.
Now this can be for any age group.
Oh, that's WCO. Let's go to nothing on 94.1. I was thinking I might get Cat Country. Now, usually when I go to 95.7, I'll hear WHIO, which is in Dayton, which is a pretty far station. Let's see if we can hear it.
Which means HIO news time is 8:40.
There we go.
Time for us to get your 5-day weather forecast live in studio this morning with Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz.
Good morning, and we are already out of the 50s for some of us, others in the 50s and trying to make their way out of the 40s. So it feels like fall, but it's not going to last all that long. Mother Nature's switching things up on us. We're not truly in fall just yet. That doesn't officially start until late September, but this area of high pressure has been hanging around us, and it takes its dive down to the south and east.
Oh, yeah, and high pressure is good for tropo, too, because it makes that signal go further.
To the low to mid 80s if we're lucky. Dayton International 83 degrees, but once we get into tomorrow, 87. Sunday 90, and Monday, your Labor Day, 92. It's gonna be hot, and it feels much worse because the dew points are on the rise too. We'll notice the dew points pick up into the 60s, which again is just that measurement of moisture near the surface. Sunday into Monday, so when you tie that in with a 90-degree temperature, it'll feel more like 100.
Right now, it's 54 degrees in Huber Heights, 57 in Xenia, 56 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
WHIO Triple Team Traffic is sponsored by Elk and Elk. If a medical mistake caused you...
Now, by the way, even though I'm not in Dayton and I'm in Columbus, but sometimes that station revisits quite often. Now, we don't get 95.7, but on a good tropo day like today,
Speech. Welcome to live. One watch it live.
like a good tropo day, like where you just heard me pick up 95.7. Let's see what's on, well, we know the fish. Now, I've been able to get 96.7 from Jackson or MacArthur, which is something I don't get, but on a good day like this, but it's kind of weak now. Let's see. It's not as strong. Nothing on 96.9.
This report is...
That's WNCI. Nothing on 98.7. Well, there's a little audio. You know, I actually picked up a West Virginia station on 98.7 on my radio, and only being here in Columbus. It was WOVK country station. It was in West Virginia. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's see.
Thank you.
Nothing on 104.7. Usually I picked up WTUE from Dayton, which is a rock station. Oh, but I'm getting 106.1, and that's in Mansfield. And it's strong, too. Listen how strong that is. I mean, if I move the antenna a little bit. See, it's starting to fade out a little bit, but Tropo is pretty good because, well, maybe I'll get back to that later, but Tropo is pretty good because it can send stations that are, like that one right there was Mansfield Mix 106.1, and that station can come to Columbus some days, which is pretty freaking cool.
Speech up, live, 0, watch, welcome, switch, chat, filter, option, live, finish.
And, so, I think it's pretty cool there. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You know, I'm gonna get all these stations, you know, from Mansfield and West Virginia. One time I got a Bristol, Virginia station on 96.9. It was WXBQ. And that was last Tuesday. I was sitting out. I usually like to sit out at the deck. I mean, it is kind of getting cool now, but maybe a little later I'll do that. But I might be off the stream by then. But sometimes I like to sit out in the deck in DX because it's a little better. Let's see. So, listen how strong 106.1 is. And I know it's 106.1 because if I go 106.3 is there. And 107.5. And I started to hear something. But it's weak. I did get Mix 106.7 from Dayton too. Last month. So yeah, I think that's something if you like try to get different stations, try that. And see what you can do. All you gotta do is put your radio on a vacant frequency. Well, first you should get used to your dial. If you know your dial already, then that's good. If you know what's on what frequency and what isn't, then that's good. But you gotta get used to your dial. You gotta know your dial well, just like you know your audience, know your community, know your dial. Because, you know, that way you know what you're doing when you're DXing. Because if you know what's usually on that station, and then you go on something that you find out of the ordinary, then you know you're probably getting a good tropo or a good e-skip, which e-skip is, like I said, pretty much about dead this time of the year now. Now it's September. Usually there's surprise openings, but it's pretty much dead. Skip is at this point. Let's see, I'm turning on my laptop.
Speech up, live, 0, watching, live.
Come on, people. Alright. Alright, we're gonna sign in here.
Alt Control Delete Hit Password Start.
So,
Start.
yeah, at least my live stream is still running. I think because either I accidentally hit it or Verizon really sucks. I was at Grandma's last week, and I was doing a live stream, like I said, I was doing a live stream like this, and I don't know what happened. Just maybe I accidentally hit end stream or whatever, but it wasn't even freaking. It was weird because it ended the live stream. I said, well, what the hell? I didn't do that. So, whatever the reason was, I have no idea. All I know is we're finally back. So,
live, 0 watching now. Live, 0 watching now. 0 likes. Live, 14 minutes, 0.
come on, people. We're gonna start watching. Alright, so this is my laptop. Now, fun fact, I've had this for about like 7 years. Just about 7 years owning this laptop. about 2016. I'm surprised it's still pretty good condition. Even though I've had it reset, taken to Geek Squad because wouldn't let me just log into my PC at one point. So about 2 years back, had to take this freaking thing, and I don't usually have much problems with it. Usually minor problems, but usually nothing that I have to take it to Geek Squad. And if I had to reset it, I could just do it myself. But this time, they had to reinstall Windows and do all that because, I couldn't, for whatever reason, do that. So, yeah. I don't know. I just know I had to do that, and
Welcome to Live Zero watching now. Switch the chat up, filter,
let's see if
option,
anybody's
option,
chat. I don't
option,
think
finish,
anybody
live,
has.
Zero watch.
And by the way, that is what you're hearing is voiceover. Yes, I use voiceover as a screen reader. Yes, I do use Eloquence, and it is kind of crazy because Joel's has Eloquence too. So kind of cool. You kind of hear both Eloquence. Let's see. What do we want to do? But yeah, I mean, we've been
Welcome to Zero watch.
and we so I got this computer, finally got it, back on its feet 2 years back. If you want to know what happened, I uploaded a short describe. It was a picture I uploaded what it was doing. It wasn't letting me log in. It showed just a moment, and then it went to a black screen or something. I uploaded a short video to YouTube and showing y'all what happened. So I mean, if you go to the Shorts tab, you can go watch that. It was kind of crazy and I didn't take it to Geek Squad as soon as it happened because I wanted to see what I could do. Say, hey, why isn't this thing working? But I couldn't use it because no screen reader was working. There was no audio coming from the speaker. Nothing was going on. But it did show I did use Seeing AI, but it did say just a moment in my name. And I was trying to log in, and it wasn't doing nothing. So I said, forget this. So, I did some months working just to see what I could do, but then again, I had no audio through speakers, so I couldn't really interact with NVDA or any other thing. Well, I use JAWS now because I have a home manual license, but anyway, I couldn't interact with anything because there was no sound coming from the speak. There was no sound coming at all, and therefore nobody could hear anything. So
Welcome to Live Zero watching.
I don't know. So it just kind of strange for me how that thing works. So hopefully that shit doesn't happen again. That was kind of crazy. Because it just started doing that, and I said, well, whoa, what do I do now? Because now this thing won't do anything. It wouldn't show, it wouldn't do anything, so had to take it over. So let's go on Chrome. I'm pulling up Chrome now. As you can see, Chrome is being loaded. My Google Chrome. Maybe. There it is. Alright. So what do I want to do for this live while I'm online? Oh yeah, I use this website, SND Up. And it's an audio sharing site. You just put an audio file in there. It puts it on the internet, and then you just send a link to people. That's all it is. But one thing I wanted to tell you guys. That isn't my audio. But what I noticed is this URL has 4 letters after the sndup.net. So it's every time you upload a file, it has a URL that has 4 letters. or it could be numbers and letters. So it's pretty easy to guess. So I could guess another file, you know. I could guess another URL to an audio that it's up on SND Up, and I've done it plenty of times.
Welcome to Zero watching now.
And yeah, I've done it before, and it's worked. So let's do it right here just to explain. And here I found another file. Sound like somebody playing some instrument. Sound like a phone call. But anyway, I'm going to show you what the site looks like by itself. So if I go and put, take out this other stuff. This is the website itself. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell what it says, but it's in a simple audio sharing service. All it does is you upload a file. It has to be less than 20 megabytes. Anything over 20 won't upload. Once it uploads, it'll put a link out, and then you can send it to anybody you like, or post it, you know, for people to, you know, click on. And then they can download the audio as an MP3. Now, what I did there was just I could guess an audio file, a URL to a file, and it's pretty simple to do, especially because it has four key characters in the URL after the sndup.net/ and then the ... which could be anything. And then it'll take me to an audio file that people have that anybody has put on this service. So I mean, I upload audio files here, so maybe you can guess a link to a file, and then you could find something I put on here. So here's how the audio files here. Here's how it works. I'm gonna click on this little thing right here, and it's gonna take me here like usual. And then I'm gonna see what will I use in it as my example. Let's do I'm not gonna use that one. That's too large. Oh yeah, I could use this one. Although you can only use about 50 characters, so I might have to change the audio name. But it's 14 megabytes. This is a recording of Pablo when I go into the casino. I thought I might share this just as an example. Now it's going to take you to the title, and you can also add a description if you want.
Post name star edit required. Another day at Scioto Downs Casino - November 10th, 2022. Space post name.
I'm going to take that last part down because it might be too long for a name.
Top of file. O-T-H-E-R. Another day at Miss Downs Casino. Casino
Yeah, because it might be too...
Casino blank. Space escape.
And then I don't have to put anything on the post description, but I could say record of Papa yeah, I'm not
copy select escape posted another day 2 blank space blank paste casino blank blank period.
Alright.
Escape virtual PC cursor.
And then I'm gonna hit post, and then it's gonna put it on SND Up,
Post button.
and then watch. And then it's gonna show SND Up post info. And then the first heading will be the title of the audio file. Should be posting, it's only 14 megabytes, so.
Main region end. Post button. Enter. Recording of
Let me make sure everything is good. There we go. There we go. So it says post info now. Here is the audio. That was my audio file. I changed it instead of putting the date because I had the date on and I didn't want to put that in there because it might be too large for the title.
Speech off.
So
Speech chat options. Switch. Welcome to 0 watch live. Speak.
that's what I decided to do. And here is, and then there's a play button. Click on that. Oh, that's me playing Wheel of Fortune. So, and then there's also a download file. Download audio, which will download it as the format that was uploaded. Now, I want to go back to show you the URL again. Because, see, my new URL is H3J4. H3J4. Now, I can change it and see if there's any other... Well, I'm going to put a 3 in there to see if there's another file around this. And there's nothing. So what if I put a 5? And it found something. Oh, let's listen to this. What? I have no idea what that song is, but sometimes I find all kinds of cool stuff on SND Up, like music, audio, any kind of audio that's on SND Up, I find. I think that's pretty cool because there's so much stuff you could find through SND Up. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's nothing big. It's all just, you share an audio file. There's a link. Do whatever you want. Send it, share it with somebody or with everybody. By, if you post it through a link on social media, like I could do that, or... But you could also guess a link, because I could easily guess a link to a file that's uploaded. If it finds that file, it'll play it. But sometimes I might land on page not found, which is not unexpected when you're guessing a link to a directory of a website. Like if you're trying to find something, I'm trying to find a content on there, so it's not something unexpected that you wouldn't find that, because you will have times where you will land on a not found page. So just keep that in mind if you're
Speech on. 0 watching now.
if you're doing your oh, that's my flash drive. I mean my external hard drive. I have a backup utility, WD backup, and it just backs up the external hard drive, so it's pretty useful. So I'd say it'd be something to do if you want to back up your hard drive. So yeah. Oh yeah, and then I also want to show you the steel drum I got. So I got it like 2 years ago. I mean, last year I got it. And there's one stick. Now I need to find where the other stick is. Where is the other stick? And first of all, I need to put this up here because it's in the way. Maybe it's up. I need to find the stick. Because I know the stick was probably laying around here somewhere. Hang on. Cause where in the hell is the stick? Not around here, is it? My problem is, I don't know where the hell the other stick is. There's the bucket. Oh, here it is. Ooh, I found it. So, I found the other stick. So, let's see. And then it's the loudest. So this is the thing that it can play G, high G. It can play C. So it can only play these two notes. Not two notes. These are the only notes it plays. So it doesn't have anything that can be played other than those. But I can make it a good steel drum that I can play stuff off of.
Group 01. Welcome to live
So,
speed.
That's the only thing. But other than that, I say it's pretty good. Let me get my phone stand. Maybe it might be better if I play that and then I show that to you guys. Hang on. Here's the phone stand. So I got this huge, tall phone stand. I'd say it's pretty good because it can do pretty cool shit. So let's put it on top of here. See if I can get it out in here without falling. Because sometimes this thing likes to fall. And then I say nay, nay. Because sometimes this thing will fall. And then I have to fix it. So I have my thing standing up. And so these are my, I found them drumsticks. So let's see. There it is. Let's see. Oh, and the only thing I like is this. I have a wobbly stand, so it's. Let's see. There we go. I was just checking everything to see if it all worked. Let's see. So this is C. Some of them are louder than others. Maybe I just have to find where they're located. But there we go. So let's see. Or hell no to the no. Hell no, hell to the no. Yeah, I wish I could play Why You Always Lying, although it doesn't have it only has a few notes that I can play. So yeah, but I could play I wanna shoot you and oh yeah, let's see. There we go. Shoot you in the ass with wait. There you go. Shoot you in the ass with a BB gun. And laugh at what I done. Good, blister. said you couldn't put a steel drum into it? I like to shoot you in the ass with a baby. Let's see. The other thing about getting low G, the high G, there you go. See, it's already at a low high G, but it is. Let me make sure this thing isn't. Yeah, and I can feel it too. Yeah. High, the loudest of G is the best thing to hit. Everything else I can hit that fine. The key is getting the high pitched G in. Oh yeah, I can't do. Oh yeah, because it only doesn't have low E sharp. Damn it. See, the problem with this damn thing, it only has but I could play. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God! Stop fucking lying! Always lying to me. You're lying so much. You make it hard for me. Probably the only thing is that some of the low notes are quiet and some are loud. See, the problem is some of the notes are loud, some are quiet. Let's see. D is recognizable. G you can hear perfectly, but not high G, the high pitched G. It's kind of understandable. F sharp can be heard, but it's the high F sharp. E can be understood a little bit. Maybe that's probably what I have to do. Be close to it like that. So, and that's funny because I can like hear it when like I'm talking close to it. It like vibrates. It vibrates, and so it like to vibrate quite a bit. I'm gonna see how the live chat is, see if anybody's watching. Hang on, let me come to the other thing and see if anybody's watched so far. And let's see,
Speech off. Welcome to Switch Camp 0 watching. Live. 39 minutes 11. Speech off.
39 minutes, nobody's watched it, god damn it.
Live. Notification. Auditive. 13. Dismiss.
Oh yeah, my OneDrive.
Finish. Live. 0 watching now. 0 likes. Speech off.
One thing my OneDrive does do at around 9 p.m. is it'll send a notification saying, hey, you can view your memories from this day. Which is kind of cool. But, you know, I could always go in there anytime and view it. Because, like, it shows all the memories from all the photos and videos I uploaded from this day, like, say, September 1st. Because it's September 1st already. Can you believe it? Now, I think that is crazy that we are in I almost said December, damn. I don't want to rush things that quick. Even though 2023 isn't the best freaking damn year there is, but I don't want to rush things here yet. I mean, we're at the ending streak of summer. Ugh! Ugh! That's funny. I can hear my steel drum vibrating every time someone speaks. It's kind of interesting, that the steel drum, So let's see. What else could we do here?
SND up vertical bar post info dash Google Chrome main region play button to activate press enter. Windows R run dialog OneDrive enter. OneDrive dash personal items new multi-me virtual recorder check voice memo enter items new list A of under a helium a night at the Sleep Core Festival check bouncing the ball casino night at Club Price Edge morning zoom.
And now on my voice memos, I make a OneDrive folder called voice memos.
Flying by a faucet. Fun Thursday. Fun with Grandma, me and Papa talking. Check my new boomerang ball I got for Easter. Checked. New recording 13. Me and Papa talking and telling some stories. Me and Papa talking. Checked. 3 enter. 0% complete. Fewer details. Check box. Check. Check mark. Press space bar. Media player. 00.00:00 time lapse 0 minute.
That's a freak.
I mean, that is recorded. Let's see what else we have.
Papa and I talking and telling more stories. Nav 18. Papa and I talking. Deck 20. 2022. Papa and I talking and telling some stories. Checked. Papa and I talking first thing in the morning. Papa taking me home from Holly. Papa and I talking first thing in the morning. Checked. 3.
Let's see. Since Papa hasn't been on YouTube in a while, well, he can't anyway. He's dead anyway. Let's play some recordings of him and I just talking. Now this one was when I was at grandma's because my parents were in Tennessee.
Volume up. Volume up. Speech on demand.
He kind of started off talking quiet since we were telling stories when we woke up. He was trying to play as the judge. He couldn't even tell what we were talking about.
So, Mr. Belcher, do you want to go there? Gatlinburg, Tennessee? Oh, yeah. Well, they got some fancy rides that they do.
Yeah.
And that's another fun thing we did. We go, oh, yeah.
But he'd be up already, going to make dinner. He'd be like, oh, Mom, get up at 7 o'clock every morning, go get breakfast. She has to go cook. He has to go sit there with her and do nothing. Kind of boring over there. And he has to every morning at 7 o'clock. Now he sleeps in here till 10 till 9 or 5 till 9 he gets up. Now what's up with that?
Now you may wonder what he's doing. He's pretending to talk to a judge. I think Judge Weltmer, who was telling me stories. I woke up and we were just talking and all that stuff, and he would just talk and just so anybody knows. That's what we did.
I don't care.
Oh,
Yes, I care.
that's it. Now, Mr. Belcher,
This is when he started talking.
let's talk about some of the things. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Thompson Trusco, a.k.a. Uncle. Who was this thing? The other day, he bought a ball. No, this ball, you hook a hose up to it, Judge. It's kind of a fancy thing. It's kind of nice, you know. So Mr. Trusco got the ball, he hooks stuff up to it, and you put the hose, and then this hose goes into the beach ball, and the beach ball spits out water. Oh, it sounds like a pretty nice thing. Well, it is, Judge.
Just so you know what he's talking about, he first wanted to talk about how he got me that beach ball that has a hose on it. And I was getting water everywhere.
Oh, so everything gets flooded. Oh, really? Yes, sir, Mr. Judge. Now, Mr. Belcher, is this true? Oh, yeah. No, Mr. Belcher, now you get everything flooded in the whole dang house. Now, this ball spits out water, Judge. But I didn't think my little buddy would move around the whole pool. Take the hose, and he pulled the thing around the whole friggin' daggone whole thing. So, in other words, you can't do it. What do you mean by that? Well, sir, that Mr. Belcher, a.k.a. Bubba. Now,
He used to call me AKA Bubba too.
and he pulled it around. Okay? And he thinks it's cool to do this. So, Mr. Belcher, he took this ball and he pulled it around in place. Yes, sir, that's what he does. And
Now, before I continue, I would just want to tell you that we're going to be talking about other things like me doing the transmitter, me doing balloons, and all kinds of stuff.
Grandma said he gets everything friggin' wet. Don't you? Oh, yeah. Mr. Belcher, again. So, in other words, Mr. Belcher is a troublemaker. Oh, a shit stirrer and a troublemaker.
And the phone rang.
Oh, yes, he is, Judge. He stirs all kinds of shit up. Now, what does he do that for? Huh?
You want to get the phone?
Yeah, it rings.
Anyway,
Anyway, I don't know why she don't.
Judge, he does it.
He does everything crazy. And he really sometimes is, crazy. You know what I mean? Now, Mr. Belcher, a.k.a. Bubba, is a shit stirrer. He causes trouble. He gives people a hard time. What do you mean, hard time? Well, sir, he just likes doing things that he shouldn't.
Notice how he role plays as a judge.
And he thinks he's funny with them. Don't he?
Oh,
Yeah. And now, Mr. A.K.A. Belcher thinks he does things and he goes, oh, yeah. And he laughs about everything he does.
like when he did the printer.
When he does a printer, when he does stuff to my windows. He laughs all the time about it. Really, Mr. Belcher? Is this all true what I'm hearing here? Judge, it's 100% true. Now, I'm telling you what he does, Judge. You gotta listen to me. Because he does stuff. He does it on purpose. Poor old grandma makes her buy a transmitter. Oh, okay. So he has the FCC license.
This is where we start talking about how I got an FM transmitter, the one over there.
Oh, let's talk about the FCC license, Judge. He does not have an FCC license. Well, Mr. Etrusker, you gotta have an FCC license to do the FCC thing. You gotta have a license. Well, Judge, you know that. I know that. But Mr. Belcher don't know that. He thinks he just can do it because, let me tell you what he does. He takes his transmitter upstairs, sir, and he plays Lewis Black on it. What do you mean plays Lewis Black on it? Well, sir, he just wants to go and listen to stuff, so he transmits on top of the thing. So he transmits on top of things. Yes, sir. You mean he just like
Speech up. Chat options. Switch cam. Fin. Live. One watching now.
And for the person who is watching, thank you for joining. Right now, I'm listening to an audio recording of my grandpa, Paul, and I talking, and he was talking and doing stories and role playing as judge.
You know that's illegal. What are you doing that kind of stuff for?
Because we're crazy.
Well, sir, he's not crazy. He just likes being a shit stirrer.
Now, this was recorded 2 years
Does
back.
stuff on purpose.
I recorded this.
He's funny about it. Why did his grandma buy it for him? Well, let me tell you about that one. She don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
She's clueless. She's clueless about that stuff. She don't understand transmitter. She don't understand none of that stuff. She has no clue what the hell she's buying because she does not know, sir. So in other words, he just snuck it by her. That's a good way to put it. Yes, he snuck it by her. Really? Yes. Because she had no damn clue what the hell she was buying. He just said, hey, I want to buy this, and she don't understand it. She has no clue what she's doing. Mr. Belcher. So you knew all along this was illegal without a license, didn't you?
That's terrible.
Bryce Belcher, did you know it's illegal without a license?
And by the way, if you guys want to interact with me on live chat, you can do that too.
His poor old grandma.
Or just listening to some old recordings of my papa and I were talking
And
when he was
she has
alive.
no clue what the hell she's doing. So Mr. Belcher is a little shit stirrer. That's what we'll start calling him, shit stirrer Belcher. Now, that's not all, Judge. He tells lies like crazy. He does stuff that's really, about nausea. That's one, okay?
Oh yeah.
Nausea. Well, the guy said came to the school and did all the alarms. Really? Yes, sir. Then he says stupid sayings like, land an aircraft on my friggin' daggone pool. Landing, hey, I'm gonna squirt the pool down. Oh, really? Yes, sir, he does. Oh, I'm gonna squirt the thing down? Yes, sir. And I think he should be in some serious trouble. You know what I mean? And he's a trouble for that stuff. Oh, wait a minute now. Also, land a friggin' Judge also. We were sitting here flying one time from Columbus, Ohio to Fort Myers. And they had a rough landing. Out of the clear blue, my buddy said, fuck! Everybody knows
I did too. Like it was bumpy, and I said, I was like,
crazy on a damn airplane. That's one thing he done, sir. Then, take my golf cart. Well, he can't see. I know. He took my golf cart, started driving around the neighborhood, and about hit a friggin' fire hydrant.
that was like back in 2020 when the COVID bullshit happened, and then Papa and I were driving the golf cart with my cousins.
There's another thing he did, sir. Another thing. God, how many things this kid done? Oh, you ain't heard nothing yet. Then, we go to Homewood Suites, and they have a pool there. He's trying to splash a fire alarm.
And the
He's trying to
drain.
splash a part there. He's trying to get everything all wet. Where he's going
Ceiling.
to catch a fire. Huh?
In the ceiling.
And the ceiling. He's trying to get everything all
Speech up. Finish. Live. 54. 0 watching now.
Then, he says some of the dumbest things. He hates, only thing he hates about flying is the landovers. What the frick is a landover? Well, you ask him, he don't know what the hell landover is. Then he said, touchdown in a baseball game.
Well,
Then, he takes a transmitter airways, which is called pirate radio, he does.
you also got two of them.
Yeah, two transmitters.
And by the way, he's talking about this transmitter right here. This transmitter right here. Yep, that transmitter. That's the one he was talking about. Now let me continue the clip.
Then he takes his theremin, mess up static electricity, That's not the worst, Judge. Let me tell you some of the worst things he does. Over the past 8 years, we've been doing balloons. Me and him do. Now, you mean balloons? He lets them buy balloons or what? No, sir. Let me explain to you here. He takes these balloons and he lets them off.
Now we're talking about how we did balloons.
Bryce Belcher YouTube.
We're talking about how Papa and I would do. You know when I did these helium balloon videos on YouTube? Now he's talking about that.
You would see some of the videos he does. Like, he goes into this WOSU tower. Oh, I know where it's at. Yes, he goes in there. What do you mean he goes in there? Says no trespassing. Well, that's another thing, Judge. He goes in there. Well, who takes him in there, sir? His grandma. Takes him in there, and he does these balloons, and he lets them off. And then they go up in the sky. But one day we were doing it, and they get stuck on the wires.
For a month or so.
For a month. I mean, that can mess up some stuff. You get stuck on it, it can cause electricity shortage. It can cause a short with some hits and cables, and electrical cables, if they're not grounded, and there's a hole in them, or aware, the balloons can make them fry. Well, sir, I know that. And Mr. Belcher will do that. Man, sir, you got some... Sir, we're not done yet. Oh, my God. When we get these firecrackers, yeah, we put them in the balloon. He puts them in the balloon, not me. He puts them in the balloon. He lets them go.
And then he
Fires
lies.
them up, and they go boom, 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 up in the sky. So it sound gunshots? Yes, sir. Well, people, that cause panic because people think that might be shooting out there. I said, well, sir, that's what he does. But that's not all yet. One time, he had a recorder. Yeah. Well, it had the Cleveland Browns game on it. And he let it go in the sky. It started floating away over by his Uncle Tim's house.
That's where we're at.
Tim Karsher's house. So his recording go up in the sky. So people will hear this thinking something's going on. Well, yes, sir. What happened? The balloons bust that recorder comes down so fast. I said, well, that's a good point, sir. It would kill somebody. Well, that is all? No, Judge. That's not all yet. Now we go over to Hoover, right by Allen Creek Reservoir, sir. And we let some Christmas bulbs into the balloons. These bulbs go up in the sky and they stop. What do you mean they stop? Well, he gets caught on the major electrical lines going through all of Delaware up there. And the bulbs sat there for a good 2 months, clanging, clang. On the electrical lines? Yes, sir.
Yeah, we did that.
Somewhere here, I'll show it to you. Where these bulbs are hanging here. Oh my God, this kid does everything. I said, well, that's not all yet, sir. We went to Sunbury, Ohio, about twice, sir.
More than that. More than that.
Well, I'm just saying, 3 times we went up there, sir. Yeah. Well, you know the fire station there on 36, 37. Yeah, I know where it's at, yes. Well, he decided that balloons off.
The prayer sign.
Right next to the tornado sirens. Okay. Well, as they're going up, there was stuff in the balloons he done. And he sets off the balloons. Well, the balloons set off the tornado sirens. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Yes, it did, sir. Look at this video, Tornado Sirens in Sunbury. Check that video out, and you'll see what he did. Mr. Belcher, do you know that caused hate? People start panicking and think the tornado sirens are going on, and people want to get in their basement. Now, you know you cause panic and eruption in the United States. That is a federal offense because you create panic. That's like calling a school, going a bomb threat. It's like that. You created panic in an area that there was no panic needed. Is that true, Mr. Belcher? As we're driving around, the cop asked us, "You guys do anything?" I said, "No." I said, "Really?" This cop was a moron. But Mr. Belcher, a.k.a. Bubba, he does this stuff, sir. All kinds of panic. All kinds of stuff that he does. said, because he does all these lies, does all this stuff. And,
That's the golf ball.
yeah.
This is where we start talking about when Popeye did the NASCAR balloon with the golf ball.
I said, the most dangerous thing to do is probably the golf ball. Oh, we do the golf balls. Well, he drilled a hole so you can't see. Well, he put a golf ball in a clamp and he drilled a hole in it. And then he tied the balloons inside there and let the balloons go with golf balls on the friggin' damn thing. Mr. Belch, you know what a golf ball weighs? Well, his dad got mad at him for he didn't do it. So he went and did it anyway. Now that golf ball would come down. That golf ball would kill somebody as far as the thing. You know, the balloons eventually pop in space. You know that.
Yeah.
And the ball comes down. So what happens? Huh? That's terrible. But he likes doing that, sir. Oh, another thing. You want to talk about some other panic he caused? His dad's out cutting grass one day. Grandma's outside watering, doing stuff.
This was true.
He goes in my
This room.
in my living room.
No, this room.
In this room, no, my living room.
No, because this is where the alarm was in this room.
No, it's never been this room.
Yeah, remember that wall?
Yeah, it's over there, I guess. And he hit the buttons,
The security system.
and the security kiss. Oh, my damn alarm goes on. People started freaking out. Going on, what the hell? Well, Mr. Belcher touched it. Another panic he caused. That because somebody thinks they're getting robbed and stuff like that, people create panic.
That's another.
Everyone thought they were getting robbed. That's another thing he did, sir. Man, Mr. Belcher. Oh, sir, we're not done yet. We are not done.
Now he's gonna talk about where I called 911.
Sir. That's just some of the stuff he's done. Let me tell you some other stuff he's done, sir. Oh my God, he done more? Yes, sir, he has. Let me tell you. Christmas Eve, about 7 years ago, he decides to call 911. What do you mean? Something wrong? Was something going on? No, sir. He just called him. Then the cops came.
You call and hang up?
And he said, oh, I didn't dial 911. I dialed 611. Now that is a freaking bunch of bullshit. You know he dialed 911. So he dialed 911. Well, Mr. Belcher. Mr. Belcher, you know the cops got jobs to do, and they don't have time for pranks like that. Well, sir, he did it at our house. He did it at his house twice. Mom said the cops come, and he dialed 911. Huh, Mr. Belcher, you done all this stuff? All this stuff, Mr. Belcher. Did you do that, Mr. Belcher? Mr. Belcher, answer your question, please. Did you call 911? Did you let balloons off at the fire station cause tornado sirens? Did you do that, Mr. Belcher?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Belcher,
Oh, yeah.
did you let golf balls go with the thing? And the balloons? Did you do firecrackers? Them 80s on the
The
balloons.
golf ball is crazy.
Oh, sir, I got one more for you. Now, you know, when he lets these balloons go off, too, there's one time he put chlorine and fire.
And he just
in the
farted.
thing. And, you know, chlorine burns up and creates a big explosion. That's what causes bombs. Mr. Belcher, you make a bomb out of chlorine, you know that's illegal. I said, sir, he does that too.
And also put battery in there.
Oh, yeah. A battery, Mr. Belcher. Oh, yeah, sir. He's a hellraiser. He puts batteries in there.
Sparklers.
He done all kinds of stuff in there.
Sparklers.
Sparklers,
Hit dad's truck.
chlorine,
Yes.
gasoline. Gasoline?
Nah.
You know what
Yeah, one time I put gasoline in a balloon.
Yes, Judge. Judge is talking. Yes, sir. Well, you know when gasoline gets closer to the sun, the heat gets so hot up there that the gasoline will make an explosion in the space. Now, what do you do if a plane's going flying by and the explosion explodes in the air and that plane sees that? Sir,
Oh, that's...
then what does? Oh, I said, oh, sir. Let me tell you another thing. One more thing. Now, Mr. Belcher, a.k.a. Bubba, puts foil paper on there.
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh no. You know how bright foil paper is when it gets in the sun? Sir, I know that. You know, if you reflects off that sun, reflects off the foil paper, it can blind a pilot while he's driving, while he's flying. Driving.
Now that's a
While he's flying. Oh my God, this kid is bad. I said, sir, I know that. You know that. I think you need to spend some time in jail. And think about some of the stuff he's done, sir. Yes, I think I'll put about 3 years in jail for doing some bad things that he's done.
He also took a black ball.
He took a black ball, hit Jesus, and knocked the manger scene over. Oh, he's terrible. He cusses on Sunday. Listen to Howard Stern before. Oh, he puts Howard Stern on his friggin' radio too.
On his transmitter.
On the transmitter. Man, Mr. Belcher, you're just a bad guy. I said, I know, sir.
And then in the hallway and pushed the carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide test. He does everything. The grandma used to call the thing, think there's something wrong. Oh, it was Bryce pushing buttons.
We also took the Wilmington.
Yeah, Julie. To see Julie. Well, he did nothing bad there. That was just a good visit. I said, but you know, the lady was telling us about stuff, you know, how the storms can create and the atmosphere, and, you know, the clouds, and they form the stuff right here. And well, she's talked to us about it. Yes, sir. Well, let me tell you something. One day during a real bad tornado, storming, lightning, and a tornado was coming. Guess who stands by the freaking window?
Put his recorder.
Put a recorder, you record it. Who did that? Oh my God, Mr. Belcher. You got some serious issues. Oh, yes, sir, he does. He has some really, really, really bad issues.
And he also called people.
He called people when, you know, didn't know who he was calling. Oh, God almighty. So why don't he get his FCC license? Well, sir, it's another story. He took the test like 350 times, flunks on purpose.
And the FCC called him.
FCC called me about and talked to me about what the hell's going on. So I tell him, well, something, you know, don't worry about it, blah, 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 blah. And it creates panic and everything else. Your story. That was a good one.
And he also told him not to post some stuff on the YouTube.
Yeah, I told him don't post nothing on YouTube. And he posts it already on YouTube.
And we also did the dry ice.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
That was the worst thing you did, dry ice.
I know.
Put anything for a hole in the cup.
Yeah, first a hole in a cup.
That was a good video right there.
That was a good one.
And also the one with the gasoline in the cup.
Yeah.
And the thing blew that.
Don't tell me you're he's done.
It's already on YouTube. It's already got 400 plus.
You need that.
It's already got 400 some views on it.
You got 400 views. You can't take us up off there. Oh no.
The one we did the NASCAR with the
Mike texted me whenever we're on the beach.
What?
Mike Kelly whenever we're on the beach.
Why?
Is your picture on Facebook? Are you guys on the beach? I
Oh,
said, no.
that's our old picture. I updated our profile. Tell him he's nuts.
He was nuts.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Bryce, you put stuff on there. People think we're on the beach.
Oh.
You need to go private. Nobody can see it. Bryce, why
I show you just go for it right now.
Look, he can't look very well.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, what it is. It's that one. My old one.
Come on, let's go see.
We're going to say by South. You want to ask our grandma?
We're going to Safe by South. Come on.
He's thirsty.
He is. He's getting up. We told stories for 25 minutes.
Why not? You're going to tell a story first thing in the morning.
We just tried it.
I'm like,
Something
when?
new. Something different.
Well, we do it sometimes.
Yeah.
And also,
Getting up.
we did, we did dry ice.
Yeah. Gasoline. Get your ass up.
What else we did? Chlorine.
Yeah.
What else? Recorder. Oh yeah, you forgot one thing. Wind chimes.
Oh, yeah.
We did a wind chime.
Here he comes. He's walking down with you.
We did the wind chime. The wind chime. Ding ding
Oh,
ding.
yeah, Amy will be over today swimming.
Hey,
It's a hot 90, 90, 91. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday
Hey.
this week.
we did the wind chimes.
I don't know why he's here for. He should be in Tennessee. Knox, Nashville.
No way. He
Yeah,
won't be
but-
doing this. He'll be up at that place, sitting around, not doing nothing.
Probably, yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
how do you know that? You don't know that for sure.
Now,
He's been there. He knows what it's like.
what they do?
Yeah,
Get
he
your
knows.
ass on bed.
I know what
you gonna sleep right in bed last night too?
They gotta get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock to drive to the cabin. You know, so they can
Your
start to...
mom's priority there.
Yeah, she's been there. They've probably been done eating. Now the kids
Yes,
probably...
exactly.
No, you know what? The kids got to drive here.
Oh,
Cause
okay.
remember, cause they had to drive here first so they could get ready. The kids haven't been there yet,
Oh, okay.
so they got to drive there.
Oh, gee, 6 hours.
Yeah, that's what
And your mom just starts getting things
she
ready.
goes. They all go down there so they can get their shit. You know, they take all their shit. You know.
You
So
have to pee first, don't you?
I already took a
Oh,
shit.
okay, I didn't know.
He took a shit.
No, I took. I was
Bryce!
peeing. I didn't take a shit.
Yes, that was some good recording there. I recorded that like 2 years back. Something like around July.
Finish. Live. 0 watch it. Live. 1 hour 11 minutes 20 seconds.
That
Speech
was
off.
fun. So let's see.
Full speech. System clock. 9:45. System tray speakers / headphones.
Yeah, it was quite fun. You know, Paul and I were crazy. You know, when his ass was alive, we were crazy. Let me tell you, some of y'all don't know this, but
Speech on. Live. Switch. Chat up. Filter. Option. Orientation. Switch camera. Chat. Filter. Options. Options.
you know,
Speech off.
we do cool stuff like this, and we
Live. Welcome. Switch. Chat up. Filter. Options. Speech off.
so we did all this stuff together. You know, we talked, did stories, because you know he did good on them stories too. You know, like some of y'all know. You know, he did pretty good on his stories. Like he would do pretty cool freaking. You know, we talk and tell stories, and he would do shit like that. We did talk and we tell stories, and you know just for fun of it. Of course, we went to the casino too. I started going last year. I'd play the Wheel of Fortune Gold Spin, the $2 one, and or whatever it was. There's so many of them that I let's go in there and play the Wheel of Fortune Gold Spin. You know, the Gold Spin Deluxe slot, and I go play that machine.
Filters. Options. Live. 0. Welcome to live chat.
Yeah, it was some fun. And, we did it all, that's why. I mean, you know this, because we did it all. Because that's all we do everything together, you know that. And I gotta what's this thing doing on the... I don't know what the heck this thing is doing on the floor. This little thing. Ugh. And I can tell the kids are starting to come out. We got a daycare over here. And, so we can hear everything that goes on. Oh, yeah, and also, yeah, so we kind of just did everything together, as you know. And also, I've been using my GoPro here, too. Might use it tonight. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying them swimming pool videos, too. Because, now they go in the swimming pool and do some fun videos. Oh, yeah, and I wanted to show you guys, too, some, recordings I'm using voice copy. Well, it's called Cloney AI now. But I have some fun recordings of me, not recording, but fun audio files of my Howard Stern cloned voice and other voices. Wait, okay, that's not what I want to look for. So let's go to, So
Item 2 list E talking about my top. The letters on the year that the dash that this is what 3 years of COVID. TikTok. Today is the first day of spring. Enter.
let's play this one.
Well, today is the first day of spring. It's still pretty cool.
Space.
I made this one around March or some of this year with my Howard Stern voice clone.
Volume down. Volume
This
space.
day here
Pause
in
button.
Ohio, but at least we're going somewhere. But I gotta tell you, this winter was quite the mildest so far. It all started in December when you guys had the polar vortex and everything was cold and it was snowing. Luckily, I missed that since I was in Florida at that time. The only downside was temperatures down there were below 40 degrees and some places had frost warnings. It wasn't until maybe December 27th or the 28th when things started to get better for us. Temperatures climbed all the way to the high 70s to the low 80s. Throughout the rest of the trip, it was warm and we had plenty to do. Even through the beginning of the year, it was pretty good. Back up in Ohio, after the polar vortex hit, the temperatures reached as high as 50s, maybe to the 60 degree. But as soon as January 5th came, a cold front came and made all that big difference in the world. It definitely felt like when I came home, and it was like, it would have been nice if it stayed like that just one more day until I came back home. But no, I swear I didn't do anything the rest of that day, except unpack, then go to Grandma's and head to the casino. That was it. I was pretty much out of it by 10:30 that night. But since then, it's been pretty mild here for us. During the month of January, we've had some cold days and a couple snowstorms, but
We did
nothing
too.
big. Last month, it was the opposite, but at least it felt good to go out sometimes. There were times where temperatures soared to the 60s, even 70s in some places. Some places south of Ohio had like 80s, like Tennessee, for example. While it was warm, it was quite the windiest month because a lot of the days were windy. But it was great to finally get out, and there were days I popped my bang snaps out in the deck. Those things are quite loud. They sound like you're shooting a gun or a firecracker. That's just how loud they are. Even before the Super Bowl on the 12th of February, Grandma and I took a walk because it was like 53 degrees, so I thought I'd go outside and walk a little. Because I went out during later in the afternoon that day, the sun was getting ready to set in the backyard, so I didn't relax in the swing that day, so I just took a walk and then we sat out at the porch. The day after, I went in the backyard to the swing and was talking with Grandma the whole time. But then March comes and it's already been crazy. We just had a band of snow that came Saturday and the winds were like crazy. It was probably 34, but the way the winds were going, it most likely felt like it was 19. Talk about big difference. But all that snow melted by Sunday. Of course, it was still cold, but the sun was shining, which made all the difference in the world. It probably will be a colder March since we've had a mild one in February. I even wanted to take the drone out to fly it, but there were so many windy days that I didn't want to take it out because I end up losing it. As many of you know, I've always said that winter sucks.
Yeah, I end up losing it.
There's nothing great to do unless you're a kid and you like to just fuck around in the snow. You don't even feel like going out and going anywhere in that. I wouldn't want to do a damn thing. When things start to warm up, of course, I'll do a bunch of stuff. Going to events, swimming, hitting the amusement parks, letting off those loud bang snaps and explosives, swanging, you name it. Also, spring and summer months are good for the FM radio band, more tropo. There's another type of phenomenon called sporadic E-skip. It definitely sounds stronger and can reach further than what tropospheric ducting can. It's a little harder to explain, Skip, though it does involve the layers of the sun. But the signals gets into the ionosphere and eventually bound to Earth. But tropo is more easy to explain. Tropo happens with stable air masses and high pressure. So let's say you have a radio station that reaches a good 100 miles. With either of these things like E-skip or tropo, they could travel further distances like 500 miles or more, eventually some me reaching 1,000 miles on really good conditions. Usually the reception would last for maybe 30 seconds, some or longer. Skip can happen during the summer months, eventually ending in the fall. However, it can happen in December through beginning of winter. But tropo could happen any of the time. What I'll usually do is set my radio to a vacant frequency, then record it, and fast forward the recording so I don't have to listen to the static constantly, and I'll stop fast forwarding until I hear something that is readable. There are some times when I am listening and sometimes I hear something and it lasts for maybe 5 seconds, which could either be tropo or also a close-by wireless FM transmitter. Who knows? That's just the funny part of the radio hobby. As for the winter and the cold, some people don't even care. For example, Papa likes to keep the fan on all the time and the windows open even at night when it is cold. He will have the fan on high, and sometimes even during the day he'll have the door open so all the cold air comes upstairs. He would even sometimes want me to go over there to feel it when I constantly tell him, hell no, it's just absolute craziness. To add to this, my sister likes to keep her fan on all night, no matter if it's fall or winter time. How smart of you. Good luck not getting sick. Of course, some may just do that because they like it, the sound coming from it, but at least maybe put it on medium or low and not all the way up. If it's not feeling like it's 105 outside, for fuck's sake, don't always have that fan on all the time, and most certainly don't open the windows. Seriously, if it's below freezing, there's no need for that. But if you really, really want to have the windows and the fan open, do me a favor and just shut the damn door. None of us want to feel the cold air whenever we go up the stairs. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing great like getting fresh air. But there's absolutely no need for the windows to be open when it's below freezing. At least my sister doesn't open the window at night when it's colder like that. Because there's just no reason for it. I don't even understand how some of these people can sleep, let alone not waking up and closing the windows or even turn off the fan. When I'm in the bed at night, I have that fucking electric blanket on at night. Maybe I'll wait till before I fall asleep or when I get to bed. Speaking of electric blankets, I found another good one on Amazon that I ended up getting for Christmas because, of course, my other one stopped working. That's also the reason why I limited times I use it. If I'm not really that cold, then I don't really need to use it. I would also refrain from using it in the summer months because there's no need to use it. If during that time period that I'm cold, then maybe. But usually I don't use it in the summertime. Unless that douchebag stepdad of mine likes to make the house colder than what it should be, then I would definitely use it. Because I feel like every 3 or 4 years my electric blankets wear out and I have to keep getting new ones. The only exception to this is at Grandma's house because my electric blanket up in my room there still works. But then again, it's not like I'm there every day like I am at home. I got one for upstairs back in 2019 Christmas and it still works and I use it. It's just a good thing that this dumpy time of the year is getting closer to an end. Well, it pretty much is anyway because today is the first day of spring anyway. There's just nothing to look forward to unless you like watching a lot of basketball, but football is always great when it's on. The NCAA tournament is probably the most thing I would watch because it's a pretty big game. Obviously, nothing is greater than watching a good old Sunday or Monday night football because it's really great watching it. Another thing that's going on is in Grandma's, their pool is looking to be open on April 1st. Usually we don't swim in there till at least May when it warms up. I'm usually there quite often. When I go there, I have a waterproof Bluetooth speaker, so if you like listening to music in the pool, I'd suggest either buying the Mega Boom or the Wonder Boom. I have them both. They both float in the pool, which is cool, because then I could chase the speaker around just swimming and listening to it while it's underwater. There's just a lot of great fun stuff that goes on when I'm there. I make huge waves with the surfboard, and it's crazy. We even have a beach ball that spits out water. Once you connect it to the hose, all the water comes off the top. I also got a big ball that floats in the pool. It's pretty big, so when you make it crash into the pool, it splashes a bunch of water. Let's also not forget about the squirt guns. I would squirt it on the umbrella, the windows, even the gutter. I would shoot water all over the place. When I swim, I sometimes use my GoPro because I like to watch it. Right now, I use my newest GoPro, the Hero 9 Black. But I have 2 of my old GoPros, which are Hero 5 Sessions from here and at Dad's house. I was thinking of maybe selling my Hero 51 because I've been using the new one for recording more stuff, but I still might keep the old one at Grandma's still, maybe. But the one here, maybe I could put it on Facebook Marketplace or sell it somewhere. That's what I'm thinking. Those are just some of the examples of the fun stuff during the spring and summer months.
Play button to activate. Press spacebar.
Yeah, so that was my voice clone of Howard Stern. I have a couple more, but I made that with voice copy, which is called Cloning AI now, and basically it uses 11 Labs, which, by the way, 11 Labs is pretty freaking good. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know what voice cloning, it's pretty good.
Orientate switch camera. Orientate switch camera.
If you've ever,
Front camera selected. Fit live 0 live 1 hour 25 minutes.
if you know what I mean, because voice cloning today is really good because you got 11 Labs, which is pretty dope because it has all this voice cloning. It has Voice Labs, which lets you do voice cloning, which if you watch these AI president videos, that's one thing that it's made that people make those with. But really, realistically, it sounds pretty good. I mean, there's plenty of great uses for 11 Labs if you've used 11 Labs.
0 watching now. 0 likes.
But yeah, I get 11 Labs is pretty cool, and it's something that I would think about buying. They start you out with $1 the first month. Then it's $5 every month after that. So they give you that. But for what it's worth. Now, the only thing about voice copy or cloning as it is, they use the lower end voice model. So it doesn't have the higher voice models that like 11 Labs does. So it doesn't have that much expression. But it does do well with mimicking the tone like 11 Labs does. So Cloney AI is on there. I don't know why would you rename it Cloney? That just seems like a childish name. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you can get that on the Google Play, or if you have the App Store. Either way, you can get it. I don't know why you'd have to name it Cloney. I mean, it was good with voice copy, how you guys did. I don't know why they changed it in the summer. And then, like, last month, they changed it. Actually 2 months, July. I don't even know what freaking month it is anymore. It's already September 1st. So, I don't know. All I know is they changed the app from voice copy to Cloney. If you want to know more about Cloney or voice copy, or voice copy was what it was called, but if you want to know a little more, I did some videos with it. I did an app reviews video, and I also showed you more of the voices that I've cloned with it. Oh yeah, and I also cloned my Bop It XT. The one with Bop It, Spin It, Flick It, all that stuff. And it has a headphone jack, so I just plugged it in my computer, did some recordings, and chopped it up so I can make a voice clone of my Bop It. So I thought that'd be pretty dope. Although I think it probably will be better if I clone it with 11 Labs. Just because more expression and the higher end models that, 11 Labs uses. So, yeah, and by the way, the website for that is 11labs.io, not .com. 11labs.io. It's realistic. Really realistic. If you want something that sounds real and, that does really great for voice cloning, 11 Labs is it. Whether it be the one people where you clone celebrities, or clone the folks that your friends, your everybody So, yeah, 11 Labs is great. Especially the samples I've heard and the tests using voice copy, even though that's not the real 11 Labs, but they use the API, the algorithms, to make voice copy, or Cloney, as it's called. It makes that work. So, I would definitely consider getting freaking 11 Labs because it's cool as shit. So.
Live. Infinite. Live. 1 hour. 0 watt. Live. 1 hour 29 minutes 50.
And if you want to know what the website, it's called 11labs.io, not .com. Just so you guys know what I mean. And if you're into voice cloning, I would consider getting it. If you want to know what it sounds like, you go listen to some samples. I'm sure there's a sample of the presidents. There's a sample of Steve Jobs. There's samples of different people with 11 Labs, and they sound realistic. And I'd say, hey, if you want to get into voice cloning, I say, hey, you got to try this out. You got to try 11 Labs out for yourself. It's pretty damn good. Now, Now, before I end off this live stream, we're going on for about an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 31 minutes. I gotta show you these seashells. So I got this seashells. Now, my parents got me more shells when they were in Florida during July, but most of these shells are what I got when I went to Florida and get like at beaches like Sarasota, Marco Island, Indian Rocks, among other beaches. But just so you know, this jar is so full. Bro, I don't even know how I could add any more seashells because it is full. Dude, it is full of shells and it is crazy. I just have to like push deep in there because that thing is so full that I think if I were to put more shells in there, I couldn't even fit anymore. I mean, I just end up breaking them by just smushing them in there. I mean, end up breaking another shell. I mean, I could put it in there, but the chances of not breaking a shell would be low because I had to push all that deep in there, and then all of a sudden I end up breaking a shell. And I don't want to be doing that because there's a whole bunch of shells from the past 2 years, 3+ years probably. I'd say a good 3 years of shells that I've collected over the years. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, and if you ever go to Florida or any beach, I'd say collect some shells and put them in a jar or something that can hold for years and years to come. Although I had a smaller jar, and then I had to get that jar that I have now, and now I think I'm gonna have to replace that jar because that jar is getting full now. So, yeah, I don't see how I can fit any more seashells at this point because it's just getting full. Let's just admit it. It's getting full. It doesn't work. And I don't want to end up breaking it. The most thing I could do is end up breaking my shells. And that's not good. And because I could just push and try to get it as far down there, but that's all I could do. Hoping I don't break it.
Speech up. YouTube. Orientation. Finish. Live. 0 watch. Live. 1 hour 33 minutes. Finish.
So,
Finish.
know.
Speech off.
Let's see what I can do. I hope I can get more. I might have to. I know I'll have to replace another jar. Cause I can't fit any more damn shells in there. I think it's just getting too full. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna end this live stream off here. For those who watched, I know it wasn't very many, but I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna be at the Sweet Corn Festival tonight. So if you guys know who the hell I am, you can go and say hi. I'm going to be leaving around probably 5:40 or 6 o'clock because it'll take a good hour or so to get there. It's from Millersport. So we're going to be there. I'm going to be there. A couple of my family's going to be there. And I have a good night tonight. So,
Finish.
yeah, if you see me
Speech
over
off.
at the festival and you want to shout out, say hi or hang out, hey, go ahead and do that. See how many people are watching. So, I'll meet you there. I might bring my GoPro there tonight because I could shoot a vlog or do something. I think that'd be kind of cool. And I might bring walkies because their cell phone service there is shit. If you know what Verizon you have or any other phone provider, you know that cell phone service is questionable over there. So walkie-talkies might be good, especially if we're all doing our own thing. Because we could be doing different things and trying to, find 'em or keep up with folks, and so that's what I think I might do.
Finish. Button.
Make sure they're all charged because we're probably gonna need to use them. So, yep. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the live. If you watched, I know some people watched and left. I guess it's hard to keep people sometimes, but so.
Orientation is locked. Orientation. Switch
Shut up.
Live. 1 hour 30. 0 watch. Live.
So
Button. Live. 1 hour 36.
Yeah, and this is B Rice signing off for live. And subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna do more Bryce Talk Show. I have a lot more radio recordings too, so stay tuned for those. And also, I'm gonna see if I can get a good few recordings of our trip tonight. Hopefully that'll be a good vlog. So, see you guys. Bye.
Cancel. Are you sure you want to stop?
Yeah, I wanna
End.
stop live stream.
End.
You
Button.
dipshit. Why would you? See, that's another thing. YouTube always asks that. Are you sure you want to end it? Well, yeah. Anyway, bye.